All right, week 9, college football breakdown here. Early game in the SEC. Two teams that are coming off a bye. We got Arkansas traveling to Auburn, taking on the Tigers. Arkansas on the road is a 3.5-point favorite in this spot, and a pretty high total for an Auburn game at 62.5. The narrative of this game is going to be Auburn's offense sucks, and I can't really dispel that. Until that game against Ole Miss a few weeks ago, the run game was really getting shut down, even with Tank Bigsby. Jaquez Hunter is pretty mediocre. We know they got clear limitations in the quarterback room with Robbie Ashford or TJ Finley. But let me tell you one thing. The odds makers are expecting Auburn to score around 30 points here for a reason. This Arkansas defense sucks. There's really not anything I like about them. Early in the year, they were getting quite a bit of pressure on the quarterback, but that's kind of faded away these past few weeks as they've gotten into some of their tougher games. The run defense is incredibly inconsistent. From power ratings perspective, Auburn's offense is actually better than Arkansas's defense. I'm not saying that holds true in this matchup, but at this point in the season, when you're seeing the odds makers expecting Auburn to score 30 points, well, that's why. It's certainly not because of their own doing. Now, that's really my only hesitation in playing Arkansas here, because I do think Arkansas wins and covers this game. I love this offense. I think KJ Jefferson is so much better as a passer than given credit for. I mean, he's pushed that 70% mark through the air each of the past 2 years. He's been over 9 yards per attempt. He takes such good care of the football. We know what he can do as a runner. He is so underrated as a passer. I mean, I see people talk about, this Arkansas offense is one-dimensional. No, it's not. KJ Jefferson is plenty good through the air. We already know they have one of the most efficient ground attacks in the country. Rocket Sanders, the top 10 back in college football, and that might be selling him short. He's had a great year. The Hogs have been good up front this year. There's really not that much to not like about this offense. They don't have a Traylon Burks the way they did last year. So that, I guess that's one knock on them, but this is a really, really efficient offense. And, I've seen cracks in this Auburn defense here over these past few weeks, and specifically in the run defense. That's not the area that you want to have concerns about going up against this Arkansas attack, because they will beat you to death for 60 minutes. Quite frankly, I do think that, is a pretty good possibility here. For as much talk about Texas A&M and some of the cultural issues there and some of the, maybe that team having given up on the season, I know Auburn's coming off a bye. Maybe that wasn't the best thing for this team. You already know your coach is getting fired. Teams respond differently coming off a bye. I don't necessarily think we're going to see a really, great effort from Auburn here. There's been some drama this week. Brian Harsin is not letting guys redshirt on their own volition. That, we've seen some guys enter the portal. I'm not saying it's all Brian Harsin's fault. It doesn't feel like he's ever really gotten a fair shake in Auburn, but this is not really an inspiring spot and what's absolutely already a lost season for Auburn. Meanwhile, Arkansas had that rough 3-game stretch where they lost a game they should have won against Texas A&M. They lose to Alabama, and then with KJ Jefferson down, they just weren't going to go beat Mississippi State. We saw this team get up off the mat at BYU. They're off a bye. This is a pretty inspiring spot for Arkansas, a team that I think still has a lot to play for, and I think it's going to be one of the better teams in the SEC throughout the second half of the season. If I had to play this game, I'm laying the 3.5 with Arkansas. I'm really close to doing it, but like I said, the defensive numbers aren't there to support that. We've seen Robbie Ashford, as inefficient as he is, he can create some explosivity through the air. Even Auburn's running backs did look more explosive against Ole Miss. That's really the only thing holding me off. It's the only way I could play this game, though. I truly do believe that Auburn is a lost cause here in the 2022 season. No real feel on the total. I think this is a pretty high variance game. Very well get to the window with this by Saturday. You see this shirt. Halloween's coming up. We got the Halloween theme. Head over to proud90.com. Unique but very comfortable polos as well. With the colder weather coming, also got a great selection of hoodies and quarter zips. Proud 90 has got all your golf apparel needs. If you see anything you like at proud90.com, use code Fordham at checkout. It's going to get you 15% off your entire order. Code Fordham at checkout is going to get you 15% off your order. Support me, support Proud 90. The rest of the information will be in the description below.